Mum! Mum! Come see! Mum, look! A cannonball!
Oh wow, that looks old, doesn't it? I wonder how it got there.
This cannonball was fired from an 18-pounder cannon?
Sounds heavy, right? Fired from a British Navy warship in the early 1800s, this little guy weighs as much as a bowling ball, and it would have done some damage to the enemy ship too, if it had actually made contact.
Oh, it's like she was there.
Ah, I remember it like it was yesterday. You see, it all started out, like many other battles in the Age of Sail, with waves crashing on the high seas, the enemy being relentlessly pursued by the formidable British Navy. Once they set their imperial sights on something, they would chase it relentlessly across the high seas with their impressive 36-gun frigate. Lining up their port to the enemy's starboard, they would get so close that you could see through the eye of the gunport into their gun deck. Each sailor had an important job to do, and some of the most treacherous jobs were reserved for the youngest crew. People about your age, actually.
Really?
Prepare to engage! Make ready the guns! Fire at will! Fire!
As one of the youngest members on the ship, you could squeeze through small spaces quickly, so the role of a powder monkey would be the perfect job for you. This job is a very dangerous one, as you would have to carry gunpowder from the stores in the lower section of the ship to the gun crews manning the cannons on the gun deck above.
More fire, lads! Blast them! Sir! Out of ammunition, sir! Powder monkey! Fetch him another cannonball!
Yes, sir.
Battles could be lost and won based on the crew's ability to reload the guns quickly. Our powder monkey may be small, but he has a big responsibility resting on his shoulders. If his crewmates can't reload quickly enough, they could lose the battle. Once fired, this 18-pound cannonball could reap destruction on its opponent. It could obliterate masts and decimate hulls, but only if it hits its target. Having missed the mark, the battle rages on above, and our little cannonball sinks to rock bottom. Poor wee Sunken Duncan, he could be stuck down on the bottom of the ocean for hundreds of years. I don't think he'll stay looking shiny for long, do you? As days turn into months and years become centuries, something is happening to Sunken Duncan on a molecular level. His steely demeanour is changing. That new colour is called iron oxide, more commonly known as rust. Iron becomes rusty when it contacts water and oxygen. Given enough time, any iron mass can eventually convert entirely to rust, and that process can happen even quicker when you introduce the salty water of the ocean. This wee dip in the ocean may not be as refreshing as we'd hoped for, and for our little cannonball, it will be a long time before anyone comes to retrieve him. Even with the bloom of rust encrusting Sunken Duncan, he will remain intact and with a fascinating story for centuries to come. So when a lucky fishing vessel or a dredger comes along to rescue Sunken Duncan from the murky depths of the ocean, all he will require is a little bit of TLC to preserve his form.
Hello, little fella. Let's take you to the desalination station.
Before this cannonball joins us here in the museum, he must go through the process of desalination. This is when saltwater cells are removed from an artefact by replacing them with freshwater cells. After being in the ocean water for centuries, Sunken Duncan has become very salty. If this salt is not removed from this little cannonball before he dries off, the salt can crystallise and expand, which can cause him to crack or be damaged. This process is essential to keeping Sunken Duncan intact for many years to come.
It's been a long old year for you. Let's get you to your new home.
Who knew that a cannonball could have such an awesome adventure?
I wonder what archaeologists will find of ours one day.
Hey, where did she go?
She must have gone back to work. Ready to go home?